Hi guys, I hope this video is useful to you. It's quite a fun build that I've come up with. Not necessarily the greatest or the most useful for the jungle, but in general it's quite good, I suppose, for damage. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below if you enjoy using it, or if you even have some changes that I can make to the build itself. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and here's the video. Hi guys, and welcome back to another Guild Wars 2 video. Today I want to talk about a little build I kind of have been playing around with whilst I'm in the jungle. So first off, let's start off with the gear. So Zerker. It's probably a bad idea. I don't necessarily recommend this. Perhaps getting Marauder will be better. But as you can see, it's all Zerker, and I've got Runes of the Daredevil, which give me a little bit more toughness against that flat damage. Again, you're going to go down like a sack of shit if you come up against any kind of condy damage builds, with which, you know, like the mushrooms do in the other maps and whatever. Anyway, first weapon is Daredevil Staff for some fire, and then I normally run just a bow, which I haven't got anything on at the moment, to probably sort that out. Though that one is Valkyrie, so, you know, you want ferocity. That is exactly what, because you want that flat crit damage. Doesn't really matter about precision, because of the Runes of the Daredevil, which allows after the next attack, after you dodge in combat, is a guaranteed crit. Super useful. Again, all Zerker, all Dayson. So let's get on to the traits in the build. I've gone for Deadly Arts, Critical Strikes, and Daredevil. For this one, Mug, just for a little bit of longevity, because you're going to want to be trying to stay as close to 100% health as much as possible. That doesn't really matter because we're not going to be poisoning anybody. Panic Strike, you immobilize your foe, or you can go for Deadly Trapper, which will make sense in a second when I go through the skills. But it's either, doesn't really matter. I need to move out of the way because these guys are getting in the way. Exposed Weakness, do more damage if you target as a condition. Your staff auto attack. The third one actually applies vulnerability. Hang on a second. Got interrupted by dumbasses and I had to run away. So, yes, where were we? Critical Strikes. Oh no, sorry, we were still on Deadly Arts. Okay, so Panic Strike, yes, that one, or you want Deadly Trapper. Exposed Weakness, because you deal more damage if you could target as a condition. So yeah, like I said, the staff auto 3, which is punishing strikes, applies vulnerability. Which is always good. That will also tie into the rotation. Then Executioner, bit of a no-brainer, 20% damage increase, which is huge against targets that are under 50% health. The other two are crap, don't take those for this build anyway. Then second trait line, sorry, the Critical Strikes, Keen Observer, you get a crit chance increase when you're above 90% health. Doesn't really matter so much because of the runes we're running, but it's always nice for your auto attack. Anyway, then you want Flawless Strike, to increase critical damage where your health is above the threshold. This is where it actually counts. You get an extra 7% crit damage whilst you're at full health, basically. Then Fury, when you strike an enemy that is below 90% health, which is again, yeah, it's good. I mean, Fury is always good, but Rune of the Daredevil is where you're going to be getting most of your damage from. Then I've chosen Ferocity here. You could swap this one for Sundering Strikes for extra vulnerability. However, it depends whether you want, you know, guaranteed vulnerability or just extra flat damage. I always go for the extra flat damage, it's just better. Then Furious Strikes, crit damage against foes who are over 50% health, which is, again, pretty crazy. So you're going to be doing extra damage no matter where their health is at. So like 20% increase below 50, 10% increase above 50. And then No Quarter for extra fury. Once again, not really that useful, but it's still useful. You get extra ferocity from this as well. Or you could go for Invigorating Precision to keep your health topped up, because you're going to be critting a lot. Now, with Daredevil, the final one, obviously you get access to the staff, which is going to be our main DPS weapon. We're going to go for Havoc Mastery because, again, the other two are not so great in comparison if you're going just for flat damage. The 7% increase is great. gain health when you successfully evade an attack. You're going to be evading a lot with this build. If you're not, you're going to die very, very quickly. You're going to take Staff Master because your endurance is going to be at least 1 bar down through the entire fight. So you get an extra 10% damage increase, and you'll gain endurance, allowing you to dodge more when you spend initiative, which is always nice. Or if you want to take off that 10% damage and then remove a condition every time you evade, that's also very valid. There's a champion, Tangled Depths, the bat one for the ogres. It applies a horrible amount of Condi, and there's no Condi removal on this build, so that forewarning there. If he will suffer hard from Condi builds and mobs. Endurance Thief, gain endurance when you successfully steal from an enemy. Again, you want to be stealing as much as you can because of Mug here, gives you life back, and you gain more endurance for dodging, which again you could use to remove Condis with. And it ties in again with Bound. Now, Bound can also be swapped out for Dash if you're just getting around the map, because that will give you lots of swiftness. And when I say lots of swiftness, I mean permanent swiftness. Especially if you tandem using Volt at the same time. You're very, very quick. Or even Short Bow 5, you know, just teleport about like you can. It's also great for breaking immobs and cripples and chills and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, we're going for Bound because when you dodge roll in combat, it does, you know, a fairly decent amount of damage, and then it gives you a 10% damage increase for the next 4 seconds. So yeah, you'll want to be doing that for your Volt to make it even more horrific. As for the skills, obviously we've got Staff and then Short Bow. Short Bow is mainly for just range pressure. It's a bit crap. You can swap it out for dual pistols. They work better in my opinion, but not everybody likes to do that. I've got my 2 pistols in here. I normally take Nightwing, but again, they don't have the sigils that I want. As for healing skill, I've gone for Channeled Vigor. Again, you want to be below full endurance for as much as possible, but if you spend your initiative and you get that that endurance back, sorry, you will get a much bigger heal. 7.3k health regen, which as you can see is half your health, and I've got a little bit of vitality because of this Valkyrie Pearl healer. I mean, I've got a soldier's one there on my pistol, so I can go boom and boom. Well, I'll swap those around actually. There we go. A little bit less health, but I've got a bit of toughness on there as well, extra, which will tie in with the food, which is always good. And I also do a little bit more damage because that's ascended, and I still haven't got 2 ascended pistols yet because I'm lazy and can't be asked. But yeah, you want to go on ascended anyway for those 2. It's mainly just for running around whilst you can wait for this to come on cooldown, because it's only a 20-second thing. It's incredibly powerful. It's my favourite heal skill by far when I'm running around the jungle. Withdrawal is quite good, so is Hidden Shadows, but 30-second cooldown, for a 5k heal, yeah, it's not bad. And then you get regen, obviously. Signet and Malice is alright, but that's just a DPS race then, and you'll most likely die. Then for your utility skills, these 2 I generally keep on at all times, which is Assassin Signet, which grants increased power. You can activate it for 15% extra damage on your next 5 attacks. Once again, this will tie into Volt, so if you wish to max out that damage, then it is pretty crazy. And then Infiltrator Signet, so you gain extra initiative every 10 seconds, and you'll be able to spam Volt just a little bit more. Again, there's probably some better choices, but these are the ones that I found work best for me. As for the third one, which I do kind of, you know, change around a bit, I'm currently using Fist Flurry, because I find it fun. I mean, what's like more fun than punching your foe in the face like a million fucking times? Nothing, exactly. It also does a fair bit of damage because it scales off of power, which is always good. adds invulnerability, and it will stun your opponent if all the hits land and you're able to get the final pulmonary strike in. However, if you want to add more synergy to the build, then you can go for Ambush. Now, Ambush, it will have much more synergy with your traits for traps. So, Deadly Trapper. So if we change that one, we now apply a lot more vulnerability and get a lot more might, doing more damage. Excellent. And then for the final one, is usually Bassy Venom, but you can also take Thieves Guild or Impact Strike because of those stuns. Again, you've got no CC on this build, so it's probably worth taking Impact Strike if you're not taking Fist Flurry or Bassy Venom. Because if you go Bassy Venom and then you swap to your pistols, you just headshot with that and it just destroys break bars. Anyway, the last thing to quickly go over is the food, and that is 20 quality sharpening stones, well, sharpening stones in general, and then I've gone for truffle steak. This just gives you power equal to 4% of your toughness, which we have on our runes, and, well, yeah, on one of my weapons, though, again, I would suggest not particularly my weapons are great. It also gives you 100 power, 70 precision, sorry, that's for the food. It gives you power equal to 2% of your vitality. Not great, but it's a little bit more. Again, 100 power, 70 precision on the truffle steak there. And they're not too expensive. Well, the steaks are, I think. They're like 30 silver, but whatever. Anyway, yeah. So I will quickly show you how the build works. Okay, so we'll try it out again because I fucked it up the first time. Here we go. So you want to trap, dodge, dodge, and then you can either double vault or you can do a single vault. I personally would say vault, sorry, dodge, vault, one lot of auto attack, the whole chain, and then yeah, carry on your mental way. See, as soon as you get a bit of might on there and a bit of support, you can see that it does a lot of damage. I mean, just my dodge is doing 7.5k, but you're super glassy and you're in melee range, so you will spend most of your time on your ass if you're not careful. But yeah, this is mainly a fun build, just something I found hilarious as I was running around, being able to spam vault all the time. Just putting out a crazy amount of damage. I mean, it works perfectly fine in like dungeons and fractals or whatever, and just in Corteria, but in the jungle it's a bit much. You need like marauders, you need to tone the whole build down a little bit, I think. So maybe for raids, getting that marauder set will really help you survive and actually be able to put out DPS and not be a total liability to your team. Ha 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 ha. Like that. See, where the hell do you go? Nice. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you again at some point, maybe. Hopefully. Thanks.